2022 has been a rather peculiar year for Scorpio so far. Now that we're at the year's midpoint, many of the significant topics and life lessons inherent to this year are starting to make sense, and with that, both the challenges and the blessings of this year are decidedly apparent. Get ready for some hectic months ahead, Scorpio. July is the beginning of some major shifts for you. This month, Mars, the ruler of your sign transiting through your 7th house of partnerships, is one of the most noteworthy transits for you. This one deserves extra attention because this is also where we have the North Node, a point in the Moon's orbit that tends to push the significations of a planet to an extreme. In a Scorpio chart, Mars represents both yourself and the things you have to work hard to achieve, sometimes even related to the body, such as health and wellness. Having such a transit through the 7th house can shift that focus to other people in your life. It might even be the case that others even try to impose their own ideas of how you should go about managing those topics on your day-to-day. Because they're so closely tied with the core of who you are, this can be a rather bothersome experience. The best way to navigate this would be to take in feedback but not pay too much mind to it, especially if it seems to come from a place of judgment. Mars in the 7th can make arguments escalate very quickly, so you'll probably want to try to either avoid or temper those as much as you can for the next 2 months. On a more positive note, the full moon this month is here to help you find just the right words to survive those pesky quarrels and unsolicited advice. This one is happening in your 3rd house of communication, routine and friendship, which can provide some clarity when approaching these matters. Especially since this lunation is ruled by the planet of restrictions and barriers, Saturn, you can be sure that tools will be available for you to learn how to implement healthy relational boundaries. Although, since this is Saturn we're talking about, there's a slight chance that this can be a little more difficult for those of you who were born at night. Either way, picking up a book or two on communication skills will go a long way. Now, here's when things get really interesting if they haven't already. Earlier, we talked about how July is the inception of some major year-changing events. However, it would almost be more accurate to attribute that to August since the most important transit of the year will be triggered as early as the first day of the month. So July merely sets up the stage for that to take place. With that in mind, the new moon happening on the 28th of July will be the moment when the stage is fully set. This is because the new moon is happening in your 10th house, which signifies action, reputation, and visibility. This lunation will interact with the leading players from the event mentioned earlier, Mars, Uranus, and Saturn. New moons in the 10th house are almost always a good time for activity and achievement, but sometimes those can come with side effects. Since both Saturn and Mars are involved, regardless of whether you were born by day or night, this lunation will come with major hurdles to overcome. It could even be that the success brought upon by the Sun and Moon in this place is the source of envy and pushback. If you were born by day, this could come from employees or co-workers, while by night, this is more likely to come from friends, neighbors or a family member. The best way to deal with this is to do your best to lay low and stay in the shadows. Announcing your victories at this time could easily backfire. You can take this as an opportunity to learn how to celebrate your accomplishments on your own. This doesn't mean you have to keep your activities secret forever, but delaying the broadcast by a month or 2 won't hurt. If you really have the itch to be seen, or if you have no choice, doing so after the 1st of August will be a good idea. 2022 and Scorpio are the best of frenemies. This year is full of opportunities, but it almost seems like those opportunities come only after you have worked tirelessly to just get by. July will be the month you want to be the most patient since this quality will be much more noticeable. Still, if you got this far, you can keep going. Good luck, Scorpio.